this video we're going to talk about scope of variables. So let me define a variable x. Okay, so now x has the value 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now let me define a function. Okay, and so inside the function I'm going to define the value of y to be 5, 6, 7, 8, and okay, so here I've defined a function, and inside the function I've defined this variable y, and then I print what's the value of y inside. Okay, and it says 5, 6, 7, 8 as you would expect. But the point is that this y is kind of purely internal to function f. If I try and do y outside, this is again name arrow. Name y is not defined. I haven't defined anything. So the variables that we defined inside the function, they don't have any existence outside of it. Whereas the variable we defined outside, that is available inside here. So we evaluate the function again. So inside the function, x is 1, 2, 3, 4, y is 5, 6, 7, 8. The x is called a global variable. It's available everywhere. The y, because we only introduced it inside f, then the y is available inside the function, not outside it. Now we could I could define x again to be a 9999 inside f. Now you see the x is equal to 999 inside f, but if I look at x outside, it still has the old value, right? So by defining, giving x a new value inside f, that produces a kind of new variable for me, the local variable x inside f, which is actually separate from the global variable x that was defined outside. I can change that if I want. I can make a declaration that x is global. Okay. Because here I declared x to be global, then so now if I look at my x, you see, because x was declared global, so I don't create a new local copy of x, a new local variable called x inside the function. I'm just using the global variable that was outside. And so now, because of that, if I assign a value to x, then inside the function, then that it's referring to the same variable that we had outside, and so the value of x outside has changed. But yeah, so let's go back to having x as a local variable, and let's reset x back to the original value here. And now we've got the old behavior again. X is still 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how it works with these kind of variables. What about kind of parameters? Yeah, so we could have a parameter w here. That we supply to the function. Okay, so now okay, so we w is 111, or every time we call a function, we can have a new value of w, and it comes inside. So you are allowed to change the parameter that you're given here. I could put in a w equals minus w here. So now when I get to this stage here inside the function, you know, I've changed w to minus w. Notice, I mean, I could do something like this, right? I could say t is 22, and or 222, and now I can do f of t. Okay. But now if I look at t again, so t is still 222, right? When I call the function, if I call f of t, so this value of t kind of gets copied to the w, and then w gets changed to minus w, but that's not tied to the original variable called t. So even though we changed w to minus w, that hasn't changed t. So that's all fair enough, but you should be aware that things are a tiny bit different if we have if we pass these kind of mutable things like lists. Okay, so let's change this. So now, so that was a function where we expected w just to be a number. Maybe let's have a new function. Okay, so here L is going to be expected to be a list. If we call this function with a number, it'll give us a okay, so let's take L be a list like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we call the function g of L, and so inside here you see that we had this L and we've modified it by adding 1,000th first entry. So now it tells me inside function L is now this list 1001, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now you see L itself has changed. So this is a kind of a difference. Up here we were passing numbers in. Numbers are immutable. But here we passed a list in, and lists are mutable. And so if you pass a mutable thing as an argument to a function, then any kind of changes that you make to the mutable thing inside the function will affect the original thing that you had on the outside. So that's a kind of key difference that is sometimes important to be aware of. And I think that's all we're going to say about scope for the time being.